Napoleon was exiled to St. Helena in 1815 after a defeat in Waterloo. But what if he returned in 2024? Unhappy civilians, a revolution in France, and the return of Napoleon Bonaparte. Hi, I'm Jazz, and today we're going to explore an alternate future inspired by a video made by Basically Thai. What if Napoleon returns? The year is 2024. Civilians across Western Europe are in unrest with their governments, but none know how to be angry more than the French. A protest becomes protests. The French government meets protests with the military. Protests become riots. Quickly, the situation between the government and its people escalates. Riots soon become a full-scale revolution. The military becomes tired of firing on their own civilians, and soon mutinies occur. The situation gets out of hand, all led by one man, a man who proclaims himself as President of France until death. It is not long until surrounding nations prepare a task force to uphold the peace of Western Europe. However, the populations of these nations become inspired by the French sentiments of freedom for the people and returning Europe to a power that shall not be reliant on foreign powers. Revolutions break out in major cities. After a few defeats, the sister republics of Catalonia, Basque Country, and the Netherlands are established. For now, Italy, Germany, and Spain have established and set up front lines to defend themselves. Poland, Denmark, Norway, Portugal, Sweden, and the United Kingdom prepare troops to return peace to the continent. Small riots break out in Portugal and Poland. However, Poland has prepared for this, and the riots do nothing to the nation. Britain suffers most from these new waves of protests. Ireland announces the annexation of Northern Ireland, and the Republic of Scotland is established. The front lines of the War of the Eighth Coalition appear to be stable, so the leader of the French sends the Portuguese an offer. If they switch sides, they can annex Galicia and have the full protection of the French army. With this offer, Spain surrenders. A guerrilla war continues, however, there is no solid front line. It is at this stage in the war that Napoleon proclaims himself as the saviour of Europe and Emperor of France and the free West states. Napoleon also receives an offer of alliance from a massive nation. Since the death of Putin, a new leader has taken over Russia. For the sake of having a name, let's call him Alexander. Since taking power, Alexander has ended the war in Ukraine with an armistice and allowed Belarus to join the Russian Federation. An alliance between the French Empire and the Russian Federation could be exactly what is needed to win the war. With Russia joining the war, Poland, Germany, and Italy fall and negotiations arise. Scotland is reintegrated into the UK. France returns some annexed lands to Germany and Italy. Spain is restored and given some land back, but is still heavily weakened after the occupation. After this peace, France spends some time recovering from the war. After a few years of recovery, France invades Switzerland. This is the first mistake made by Napoleon. Despite having a superior air force that constantly berates the Swiss nation and an army of 10,000 more men, Switzerland remains unconquerable. Surrounding nations are tempted to defend the Swiss and defeat France once and for all. However, they can continue to wait for a more opportune moment, a moment that would soon arise. France, in a forced alliance with the Baltic states, invades Russia. Initially, the French saw success. They capture Minsk. Seeing this invasion, Ukraine also breaks their armistice. However, winter sets in. Supply lines are difficult as most supplies are flown in, but the Russian Air Force is superior. On top of this, a ninth coalition forms to defeat Napoleon once and for all. This coalition is more powerful than any others as it includes the United States. A joint landing invasion of Portugal occurs, and France immediately abandons its ally. France is quickly pushed on all fronts, and soon the war is over. Napoleon is captured and imprisoned. He is tried by the International Criminal Court and is soon executed. France is heavily punished and is occupied for many years to ensure peace. In the east, Russia is threatened to restore the Ukrainian state. However, they set up a puppet regime. Europe is significantly weakened from the war. Napoleon is never to rise again. Before the electric chair goes off, Napoleon's last words are as spoken. There is nothing we can do. Subscribe to Jazz Ereburn. He's a chill dude.